Good afternoon, everyone. This is Attorney Catherine Henry. Just wanted to let you guys know, in case you know, what my role in all of this is. So, I thought I was clear that I am an attorney. I'm not representing the legislature. I'm not representing the governor. I have not filed a case on behalf of any businesses or individuals at this time, but I believe my calling is to be a voice for the people, to be a person who can explain the laws, explain the Constitution, pay for any documents, review them and explain them to people, so that you understand what's happening in the hearings and you understand what the attorneys are arguing about in the cases. After all, when the legislature sues the governor and then the third branch of government is deciding that case, that literally is a case that affects the nearly 10 million people we have here in Michigan. So, although I thought my role was very clear, I apparently need to clear that up for people because there was a wonderful individual, William the Savant Asper, who was just blowing up my phone on Facebook Messenger here, asking me questions about the complaint the legislature filed. So, as thousands of you now know, I do my best to bend over backwards and answer questions that you text me or send me on Facebook or write in a comment of my posts or, raise as a question during a Facebook Live video. By the way, you could probably tell that I'm out here by myself right now, so I can't really see my screen. So hopefully you're not asking me a ton of questions right now, because I'm outside and can't see my screen to read them. But at any rate, this lovely individual decided he would ask me about what things were talked about in the complaint. So just as I have shared with you in Facebook videos, talked about some of the arguments that were made. There's been over 1,000 pages filed in this case so far. He just kept saying, but what is the complaint, what does the complaint say? And so I did my best to answer his questions. I didn't know exactly what he was asking. And then he started getting rude and obnoxious. Well, I don't know why it's so hard for you to just answer my question. And some other less than friendly comments. The reason why I bring this up is I'm not trying to be a martyr here. Not at all. I am out here taking a stand, supporting people like Sarah Huff in her salon, or going to rallies and speaking in front of thousands of people, which is far outside of my comfort zone, going on podcasts and doing Facebook Live videos, which, by the way, is so totally out of my comfort zone. Nothing I want to be doing on a Saturday afternoon. I'm giving up time with my family. My husband and I have not enjoyed a date night, and I couldn't even tell you when. I haven't been able to sit down and just read an entire book to one of my kids. I haven't seen my dad, who had his 60th birthday during the lockdown, and my baby sister, who turned 21 and couldn't go out to celebrate it. My grandma, who's 82 and lives up in the UP, was supposed to come down and visit in March, and the government and the media has my family so scared that they won't let my grandma come down to stay with us. This is not the country I was born in. This is not the country I want my children to have a future in. I'm not doing these videos and speaking at the rallies and fielding literally thousands of questions every single day because I'm getting paid. I'm not. I mean, some people are starting to donate and I appreciate that, but I don't have a source of income from this. I'm not getting to spend more time with my family because of this. I'm not personally getting anything out of the work that I'm doing any more than you're benefiting from the work that I'm doing. I'm doing this because I love our country and I am so grateful for all the blessings that God gave me. And as a professional and as someone who has served in local levels of public office and being licensed to practice in multiple jurisdictions, an attorney licensed to practice law in multiple jurisdictions, I have taken an oath to uphold the U.S. and Michigan constitutions. So that means I do that on Saturdays. That means I do that when the governor and the attorney general and some judges are violating our laws. But please know, this is not my job in the sense that no one's paying me. I'm not getting an hourly rate. The attorney that's working for Carl Menke, dude, he's getting paid more than I've ever gotten paid on a case. And I'm not saying he shouldn't. He's got bills like I do. But the attorneys, all the other attorneys on these cases, as far as I know, every single other attorney that's working on these cases is getting paid. And they don't have thousands of people sending them Facebook messages or tagging them in Facebook asking questions or sending them emails with questions or calling them or texting them, or they're not going to rallies and trying to educate people by the thousands and then staying for hours after the event is over to answer more questions. I'm not saying they're terrible people. My point is, please understand, I am donating my time to this, and my family is sacrificing. They're sacrificing because of all the time that I work, 7 days a week, 18-hour days, to answer questions for you, because you, as an American citizen, have a right to exercise the freedoms guaranteed to you under the U.S. and Michigan constitutions. You have a right to expect that people who took an oath of office, that people who are licensed attorneys and took an oath to uphold the U.S. and Michigan constitutions, regardless of what political party they belong to, regardless of whether they're a corporate attorney, a divorce attorney, someone who just drafts wills, someone who, doesn't even see clients, and they just, they do transactional work. They took the same oath that I did. They took the same oath that I did. And you as Michigan residents, as American citizens, you deserve people to uphold their oath of office no matter what the cost. They should be sacrificing their family time. They should be sacrificing the ability to earn money. They should be sacrificing in the sense that they know that by putting themselves out there like I do, people are going to attack them and harass them. But so far, I don't know any other attorneys that are standing up on the steps of the Capitol to tell you what the statute says. I don't know of any other attorneys that are doing Facebook Live videos at all hours of the day, or answering phone calls or text messages literally all hours of the day. 2 in the morning, Sure, I was up at 2 in the morning. I was answering the phone calls and text messages and Facebook tags and whatnot. I'm not doing this to try to make a bunch of friends. I'm doing it because it's the right thing to do. So what I'm asking you, if you are watching my videos, if you are finding, my name involved with these things, I'm just asking you to give me common courtesy. Just to understand, I'm not getting a paycheck from this. I'm sacrificing every single day time to shave my legs, time to read a book, time to eat a meal without multitasking and seeing who has asked me another question. Literally, every single meal. Literally, while I'm brushing my teeth, I'm looking at my calendar to see which people I need to call back. When I go to bed, I am checking and trying to make sure that every night when I go to bed, I have cleared out all of my notifications on Facebook, that I have answered every single question. I have addressed every single time I'm tagged on Facebook. I have addressed every single text message and as many emails as I can. And then I wake up and it's, between 2 and 6 hours later when I wake up, and the second I'm awake, I'm answering questions again. And even if I'm in the middle of my sleep and it's 8 o'clock, I stayed up till 3, you guys can eat, honey. Sacrificing my lunchtime to try to explain this stuff to you guys. I just want the respect and the common courtesy that you would give anybody else who's trying to do the right thing. You might not agree with me. You might not like me. You might not think that I am a very good attorney. That's okay. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm still deserving of respect and of common courtesy. So please, when you're asking me questions, please don't give me a hard time. And if it's been a few hours and I haven't seen your message because I've been maybe doing a Facebook live stream for 2 hours answering people's questions, or I, heaven forbid, might have actually decided to put the phone down and spend some time with my family, please don't take it as a personal affront. Please recognize that I'm a human and I'm going to do what I can to fight for what's right, even if no one is supporting me in that. But come on, if we're on the same team, don't be the very people that are being rude and obnoxious. And it got to the point I had to block that William the Savant Aspen or whatever his name is. I'm not like that. That's not... I have people that comment on my stuff all the time who I don't agree with. A friend, I guess you could say, from Belding, I think she's retired, school teacher Lynn Mason. We don't agree on most things. We don't. And she loves to comment on a lot of my stuff. But you know what? For the most part, Lynn and I, we're able to do that. We're able to go and have a conversation and have a disagreement. And I've never once thought about blocking Lynn. That's not what this is about. I'm confident in what the Constitution says. I'm confident in what the law says. More than any other time I've been confident on the law in my entire career or my entire life. And I'm okay with people calling me out and asking me questions and saying, I don't agree with you because I heard that the 1945 Act can stand alone or whatever. I'll totally answer that or address it. Absolutely. But if you're going to just be nasty, if you're going to call me names, if you're going to be just plain rude and not respect the fact that today is a Saturday afternoon. I'm with my family. I have 2 of my 4 kids with me today. We're out getting haircuts. We're grabbing some lunch. I'm hoping to stop by at a friend's house and hang out at their pool. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get to see some of my family. And in between, I have been keeping up on the text messages and the phone calls and the Facebook messages. So that's all I'm asking for, guys. It's just common courtesy and respect. And if I block you on Facebook, that might be the clue that you have overstepped in how you're treating me and maybe how you're treating somebody else. You know, if somebody goes on my Facebook page and starts dropping the F-bomb about Gretchen Whitmer and calling her a bitch or anything like that, no, I delete that. I delete that crap. That's not okay. Do I think that might accurately characterize some of her behaviors? You could probably say that. But do I need to personally attack her and call her names and call her a moron or, you know, any of that? Is that necessary? No, it's not. We can win with the law. We can win with the facts. We can win with the medical statistics. Shoot, it's been like 4 weeks since I gave people updated numbers on that from the government's own websites. I mean, we can win. The truth is on our side. We don't need to attack people. So I don't care what side you're on. It doesn't matter to me. I just want you to be engaged. I want you to be informed, and I want you to be respectful to your fellow humans. And not be afraid. Not be afraid to expect to be respected and to be able to do your own thing in your own space and in your own time and not have people judge you unnecessarily or, you know, attack you as some sort of keyboard warrior. We got a lot of those around on both sides of this issue. Let's stand up and do the right thing, okay? Let's stand up and do the right thing. And I'll tell you what, in the interest of making sure the public has full disclosure, has all the information they need, that, you know, the other side gets to have their say and argue their points, and there's some good dialogue back and forth, I challenge Attorney General Dana Nessel or any other attorney on that side of these executive orders to a socially distanced mutual presence on the steps of the Capitol where we can debate every single one of these constitutional or statutory provisions. That is right. I just said, Attorney General Dana Nessel, would you please care to join me in a respectful, civilized debate on the steps of the Capitol where we are each 6 feet away from each other and we are in front of the public and we are engaging in traditional civilized discourse. And we are discussing the Emergency Management Act, and we are discussing the Emergency Powers of Governor Act, and we are discussing MCL 8.8 that defines clearly what laws are and what they're not. That we can discuss what the Declaration of Independence is all about, and when those with executive authority were squashing the power of the legislature and deciding to take on those legislative functions for themselves. I mean, guys, let's do this. If you think I've got the law so wrong, if you think I don't know the Constitution, if you think I'm misleading the public, if you think that Gretchen Whitmer has every legal right to do what she's doing, if you think that we have to wait for the Supreme Court of Michigan or the Supreme Court of the United States or any other judge to tell us we can go ahead and exercise our rights, please accept my challenge. Please. You pick the date and you pick the time, and we will go to the steps of the Capitol. And we will let all the world see, and everybody can Facebook live stream it, and everybody can put it on their podcast, and, you know, of course the media won't cover something like that, right? Because we'd be talking about too much truth for them? Yeah, okay. So, media, you'd be invited too, but, you know, no selective editing now. So, please, contact me. I'm listed in the State Bar directory, and it has my email and my mailing address and my phone number. Obviously, if you're seeing this video, you know how to contact me on Facebook. So, Attorney General Dana Nessel, please let us go to the true court of public opinion, not the media, the true court of public opinion. Let us have a healthy legal debate. Let us do that. And if you want me to be prepared with the facts and figures, with the statistics from the CDC, with the study, Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, or the, let's see, what's that new task force that just came out? The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Treatment Secretary, who has come out saying that stay-at-home orders are more deadly than the coronavirus. I mean, whatever. I mean, you just tell me if you, whatever. Obviously, the law and the Constitution, that's all acceptable to talk about. But you want me to be prepared on any of those other aspects? Please tell me, and we'll talk about it. I mean, if we need to talk about the dam breaking and Midland flooding, I still own a building in Midland. Yeah, my family is in Midland. My awesome, amazing dad, Bruce Reed, who donates a ton of his time to do all the coding and whatnot on the StopCovidChaos.com website. He lives in Midland. Only now, because the roads are flooded, it takes him like an hour and a half to get from where he lives right outside of the city limits. He has to go all the way around just to be able to get to the Meijer or any other grocery store. So if you want to talk about the dam breaking and the thousands of people that I personally know whose lives are being harmed, we can. Or we could just keep it to the Emergency Management Act and the Emergency Powers of Governor Act and the functions of each branch of government. You know, let's do that. So, those of you who are listening who are not an attorney on the other side, please reach out to one. Please ask them to accept my invitation for this respectful, civilized debate on the steps of the Capitol. I'm not going to wear a mask, I'm just saying. I'm actually deaf in one ear and I read lips, and I have asthma and other conditions that the government's not allowed to ask me about, so I cannot wear a mask. But even if I could, I still wouldn't. So I would ask you, since we're going to be 6 feet away, whoever you are that's going to take on this challenge, please don't wear a mask, because if I literally can't hear your words, I mean, might be a little hard for me to answer you. So yes, please reach out. Ask the Attorney General of the state of Michigan. Ask your local prosecutor if they have come out in support of enforcing these executive orders. Ask that attorney friend you know who has off the record been telling you what an idiot they think I am and how I've got the Constitution all wrong. Ask them. Ask them how confident they are in those statements, in those opinions, and if they're willing to put their actions to their words. If they're willing to show up on the steps of the Capitol and debate me on these very issues in front of the entire world, ask them. And ask them to reach out to me. And they can pick the date, no problem. All right, guys? Well, listen, I have taken up enough of your time for a random, emotional, venting, and I appreciate those of you who have been supporting me. God has truly blessed me. I mean, this is His mission, it's not mine. I would much rather be sitting on the beach on the Atlantic side of Florida with my feet in the sand, and hanging out with some good friends I've known since high school when I used to live down there. My little cousin who's down there and some other family. I'd much rather be there, but let's do this, all right? Let's do this. Let's do it together. And thank you for supporting me, and thank you to those who have been respectfully disagreeing with me and respectfully questioning what they believe to be our incorrect statements I've been making. Thank you, especially to you. Thank you for being willing to voice a dissenting opinion with the facts, with the law, and with respect. But just to be clear, I'm not afraid of anybody questioning me. I'm not afraid of anybody disagreeing with me. But I'm not going to waste my time arguing with people who don't even base their positions on fact or on the law. I'm just going to delete your comment. I'm just going to block you on Facebook, and I'm just going to block your phone number from calling my phone. I just don't have the time for that. So, am I going to get backlash from that guy now? Yeah, I certainly am. But I haven't done anything wrong. I'm exercising my rights, and I'm encouraging my fellow Michigan residents to exercise their rights. And I don't owe it to him to answer his questions. I don't owe it to anybody. I am not representing anybody in these situations yet. But I will keep answering all of your questions to the best of my ability, whether you agree with me or not. Just stay civilized. All right, guys, have a great weekend. And please, seriously, do not hesitate to ask me if you have a question about the Constitution or the laws. Please do read those things over the weekend. And remember the men and women who have sacrificed the ultimate sacrifice in order to secure those blessings of freedom upon which this country was founded. Please dig into those constitutions. Please ask the questions. I will try to not get all upset and emotional in future videos. I do ask that you try not to send me anything on Facebook, videos or forwards of messages or whatnot, unless it's, you know, really important and something that could help us going forward. If it's just interesting, I'm going to ask you, please don't send me that, just because I literally get thousands a day and it's super hard to comb through all those. So if you guys could help me out with that, it would be great. You got a question? By all means, send it my way, okay? All right, guys. God bless America, and I will see you guys pretty soon, I'm sure. Thanks.